comfortable seat next to you, you can sit down on your sit bones. You're going to fold your legs in front of you, make sure they're not stacked on top of each other. You can sit on your shins. You can lay on your back with your knees up or your legs flat. Whatever's comfortable to you. Just take a moment to close your eyes or lower your gaze. Check in with your body. Maybe take a deep breath and settle in. Take a moment to do a quick body scan. See if there's any spots that may be a little bit more sore or a little bit more stuck. Maybe you want to send your breath there. Maybe you want to open up your knees a bit if you're not feeling as flexible as normal. I'm going to do that anyway. And when you're ready, you can check in with that top of the head, that nice crown there. Lift that crown of the head like there's a piece of string coming through, reaching up into the sky. Open up all that space between each of your vertebrae. Inhale a nice big inhale. And then exhale down. You feel rooted in this pose. It's January, it's winter, it's Earth Month. It's all about feeling rooted into the ground and rooted and stable. So can you imagine roots growing through your sit bones into the ground beneath you? Maybe you can imagine there's dirt underneath you. Maybe you imagine roots growing through the floor into the subfloors, into the basement, into the ground. You have those same roots coming through your ankles and maybe the sides of your feet. You feel so rooted in your lower half. You can kind of wind your upper half around, maybe in little circles, maybe in big circles, like your spine is a pole. It's just kind of rotating in this spot, I guess, twirling in this spot, making circles in this spot. If your knees come up, that's okay. But as long as your ankles and your sit bones are nice and rooted into the ground, you can do a little left, a little right, a little forward, a little back, just kind of finding that grounding, finding that balance in the sit bones. And when you've had enough of that, can you come back to the center and feel that nice long string again coming from the crown of your head, growing long, growing your spine nice and tall. Maybe you're like me and you stuck your ribs out and you want to tuck those back in. Feeling like a tree growing up from that rooted base. Maybe like a tree, we just sit in stillness while things bother us. Maybe like a tree, we just concentrate on growing taller, spreading our branches out, reaching those tips of the branches as close to the other trees as possible. Go ahead and turn your attention to your breath. No need to change it or judge it. Just see what it's doing. And when you're ready, we'll start breathing through to the diaphragm, all the way down to the deep belly. You have it already. Inhaling through the nostrils. Exhaling through the nostrils. Just making sure that breath goes all the way down into that deep belly diaphragm breath. We take deep breaths and they're still in our chest. We haven't activated our parasympathetic nervous system yet, so you need to take those breaths down here. Nice big breaths. When you've had a few of those nice, satisfying, deep belly breaths, we're going to go into a few rounds of lion's breath. So you can either open your eyes or keep your gaze lowered or your eyes closed if you know what you're doing. If not, we're going to inhale through our deep diaphragm belly breath. And when we exhale, we're going to stick the tongue out and make a noise from the back of the throat, like a maybe compressing the back of the tongue to the back of the mouth. If you'd like to add in the arm motions, you certainly can, starting with your arms outstretched, and then inhaling here, and exhaling by bending your arms and sticking out the tongue. Lion's breath. Let's do 4 more of those. Inhaling here, exhaling, inhaling here, exhaling, inhaling, arms outstretched, exhaling, arms bending. 1 more. Inhaling nice and big here, and exhaling out through the mouth. And you can relax your arms down. You can switch the crossing of your legs if you like. You can keep your knees outstretched if that's comfortable to you. You continue breathing at your own pace as long as it's through your nostrils and you're going to your diaphragm. If you haven't already, you can open your eyes or raise your gaze. We'll start with just a simple relaxing of the wrists. So we'll roll out the wrists either way, either direction. Just rolling out the wrists here. You can grab the wrists and do kind of this motion. This always really hurts my wrists, but make sure you go both directions. Makes me feel like I need it really badly. And when you're ready, done with that, you can move that to your elbows. Get your full range of motion in through your elbows, then maybe your shoulders. Make sure you go both directions. Try not to back tray in the head. You can relax your arms and we'll transfer that movement to the waist, keeping the hips nice and straight. Imagine the spine coming out like a pole from the center, and just do a nice kind of circle here. You can go both directions. And your sit bones can kind of move, but make sure you are attached to the ground. And when you've had a couple of those, you can fold forward. And you can come back. Maybe put your hands behind you if that feels nice. Try not to stick those ribs out, but keep the chest shining towards the ceiling. And then when you're ready, we'll extend the legs out front. Give your knees a little shake back and forth. We'll come into a twist. So we'll bend one leg, bring that foot to the other side of the knee. You can hug that knee into your chest nice and tight. Feel a nice stretch here. Lean into it. I do. Make sure you pull that in nice and tight. Put your foot back down. Feel nice and grounded here. And then take the opposite arm as knee. Hook that elbow around your knee and twist to the back of the room. Inhaling here, twisting to the back of the room on your exhale. Inhaling for a nice long spine. So if you can get that arm straight back behind you, the up front. Inhaling a nice long spine. Exhaling, twist all that air, twist to the back of the room. And then on your inhale, you come to a nice little counter twist to the other side. Release your knee, give your knees a little shake out. You can switch the crossing of your legs. Hug that knee in nice and tight. You can feel a stretch, maybe hook your thumb on your hip. See if you can maybe feel some more space between that hip and knee joints. And when you're ready, you can hook that opposite arm, twist to the back of the group. Inhale for a nice long spine. Exhale to twist. Inhale for a nice long spine. And exhale to twist. A few more breaths here. Nice long inhale to elongate the spine. Nice big exhale, twisting out all the air from the lungs. Then inhaling for a nice little counter twist to the other side. And exhaling those knees back to the center, give them a little shake. And then you can bring your legs back to whatever comfortable position you would like. We'll continue with stretching the arms out to the sides. You can wiggle the fingers here. You can kind of adjust your arms in your sockets back and forth. Reaching to either side, we're going to cross the arms, one elbow in front of the other, and grab the back of the body. You can wiggle your fingers, maybe crawl them so they're kind of grabbing your shoulder blades. Sigh your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe you can feel a stretch in your upper arm here. Check in with your ribs. You can tuck them back in if they're poking out. And on your next exhale, we'll make a nice big T again with the arms, this time crossing the opposite arm over top. Again, wiggling the fingers back to the back of the body. Grabbing those shoulder blades with your fingers if that's comfortable for you. Exhaling those shoulders down. Nice big inhale, stretching those arms out again. This time take those wrists and point those fingertips up towards the ceiling. If you're like me and your fingertips don't quite want to go vertical, you can always bend your fingers or make fists. But if you've got bent fingers or fists or straight palms here, just begin by rotating those arms in and out of that shoulder socket. The whole arm is one big object rotating in and out of that socket. Really lubricating up those shoulder joints, feeling nice and open in the back. When you're ready, we'll make our biceps. Check in with those ribs, tuck them back if you're anything like me. From here, we're gonna just do robot arms, biceps up and down. Maybe making a bicep every time you've got your one arm up in the air. This is really difficult for me, which means I need to really work on my biceps. All right, go back into your nice strong arms here. So we're gonna reach them up into the air. We're gonna drop one arm onto your head. Bring that opposite arm down. Let's just bring the hand onto the side of the head. Create some space between your ear and your shoulder. Using just the pressure of your hand on your head. Take your hand to the back of your head, gently bend that neck forward. Just the pressure on your hand, giving you enough weight to bend forward. No need to really wrench your neck. I cannot talk good. Release your hand from your head. Lift the head up in the air again. Arms into the air. Taking that opposite hand over to the opposite ear. Using just the weight of your hand to rest against that ear and make space between your ear and your shoulder. Taking the hand to the back of the head to just gently wake the neck forward. And release your hand here. Lift your chin up again, raise your arms into the air. This time we'll bend one elbow down, reach towards your back. You can place your hand on your elbow, or you can reach around to the back and grab your hand or your t-shirt, bra strap behind you, whatever you like. Just breathe here, stretching into that upper arm. Make sure you're not transferring that stretch to your ribs like I am known to do. Release your hand from your arm, release your other arm back down. Lift both arms into the sky again, bending that opposite elbow, placing the hand on the elbow, or reaching back behind you. Remembering that all bodies are different, and the left and right sides of your body are probably not the same. I can't even grab anywhere near my hand on this side. And then releasing the arm to the side. We're going to release both arms down, give your shoulders a little shake. And we're going to come to the back of the, or the front of the mat, wherever you'd like. Just going to come to the mat in a kneeling position with the shins on the ground. Option to come up on your toes here if you'd like a little stretch on your toes. We're going to do, I can't remember the name of the pose anymore. We're going to shine, camel. We're going to shine our chest towards the ceiling. So we're going to take our belly button, lift it up into the air. That might give you an opportunity to tuck those toes under if you haven't already. It might take a little bit of the pressure off. So pulling that belly button forward, pushing that chest back. You're going to take your arms one at a time and reach back behind you for your heels. Breathing here, pulling that belly button forward as much as possible. And when you're ready, you can release the knees, you can release your hands back down to the mat. We'll come into a tabletop pose at the center of the mat. Pressing those shins and tops of the feet into the ground. Pressing your fingertips into the ground. You can come up on tented fingertips and then keep that same pressure in your fingertips as you bring those palms back down to the mat. Pressing that ground away from you. You can drop that udder down, shine that chest forward, and come into a cow pose. Inhaling here. Exhaling, rounding in the back. Option to come up on tented fingertips and touch toes. Releasing the neck down, exhaling into cat pose. Releasing the palms back to the mat, tops of the feet down, dropping that udder, shining that chest forward, cow pose. Take a few breaths in cow. See where in this position you could improve your pose. Could you be more confident in it? Could you press your fingertips down more? Could you point your hip bones to the sky higher? Could you shine your chest forward? Hello. When you feel confident and comfortable in your cow pose, you can exhale into your cat, making any transitional changes you want, from tucking your toes under, bringing yourself up to your fingertips, rounding in that back, releasing the neck down. Taking a few breaths in cat pose. Is there anywhere in cat you think you could improve? Could you release your glutes, maybe your jaw? Press into your toes and fingertips. Feel your shoulders reaching into the sky. Feel that arch in your back a little bit higher. On your next exhale, you can go back down to, inhale, you come back down to your cow pose. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. Inhaling for cat. Exhaling for cat. And continue this motion at your own pace and your own breath, linking your movements to your breath, warming up that spine, opening up each of those vertebrae, relaxing the rest of the body, opening up those glutes, relaxing the jaw. You can start to make C and S curves in your spine if you'd like. You can come down to chaturanga, you can come back to a child pose. Do any motion or movement that feels nice in your back right now. When you're ready to come to stillness, come back into a flat back. Come back on tented fingertips. And exhaling down to the palm of the hand, keeping that pressure in the fingertips. We're going to start with doing leg lifts. You can reach for a block or a ball, or just keep your leg at a 90-degree angle. And we'll just lift that leg up into the air, nice 90-degree angle. You can check yourself in mirror or the camera. Thank you, try. Take a nice deep breath here. And then exhale that leg back down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up. You're going to leave the leg in the air for a moment. Go ahead and bounce that knee at a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that leg back down. We're going to do fire hydrant, so lift your legs to the side. Look in your camera and mirror to make sure you're nice and well adjusted. I am not. Breathing here, we're going to exhale that leg back down. Inhaling to the side, exhaling 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 back down. Do one more like that. Inhaling to the side, exhaling down. Inhaling back up, and we'll bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping that knee back down. You can extend that leg back. Drop whatever you had clutching your leg in your leg. You can touch that toe onto the mat. Raise it about a 1/2 inch. And we'll do leg lifts here, lifting that back leg up lifting up for 5. Exhale down, lift up for 4, exhaling down, lifting up for 3, exhale down, lifting up for 4, exhaling down, lifting up for 5, and exhaling down. Lifting up one more time and bouncing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling that leg back down to the mat, coming to the other side, and grab your prop or lack of prop behind your knee here. Again, pressing those hands into the ground. You lift that leg back at a 90-degree angle. Possible. Okay, lifting that leg back at a 90-degree angle. We're going to exhale down, inhale back up, 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 exhaling down, inhaling up and bouncing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling back down. So we'll do fire hydrants coming up to the side for inhaling up, exhaling back down. 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 Inhaling up and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling back down. Stretching that leg out, getting rid of that prop. Ooh, up. Okay. Hovering that leg about an inch above the ground. We'll do leg lifts for 5. Exhale down. Inhale 4. Exhale down. Inhale 3. Exhale down. Inhale 2. Exhale down. Inhale 1. Exhale down. Lift that leg back up and bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back into your tabletop pose. You can tuck your toes under and press yourself up into downward facing dog. You can take a few breaths in down dog, pedaling out the feet, stretching out the back of the calves. Your feet can be at hitch width distance or wider, whatever you're most comfortable with. When you're done pedaling out through the feet, you can inhale those legs into the air and exhale them back down to the mat. Inhale the heels. Ooh. From here, shake your head yes, shake your head no, move your head I don't know. Open up any space you can between your shoulder blades. Pressing those thighs into the upper corner of the room. Breathing here. Releasing that neck, releasing those jawbones, releasing your glutes. In your next exhale, we're going to roll forward to plank pose. Pressing that ground away from you. Just breathe here. Pressing the floor away. Feeling those shoulders rising up into the sky. And press back to downward facing dog. From here, we'll lift the right leg into the air for a 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee. Swing that foot forward. Just hover that knee above the mat in your plank pose. Then we'll exhale back to downward facing dog. Sorry, 3-legged dog. And then you can bring that leg back down. Give your legs a little shake out. Need a drink of water. Excuse me, dear. Okay. There. Need to press back into downward facing dog. Lift that left leg into the air for a 3-legged dog. Bend that knee, swing forward into a plank pose. Hover that knee there. Exhale back to 3-legged dog. Place your foot back down to the mat. Breathing in downward facing dog. Nod your head yes, shake your head no, move your head I don't know. Inhale those heels into the air, exhale them back down to the mat. Here we're going to roll forward plank one last time. Not one last time. Lower your knees down and come into a child's pose briefly. Give your wrists a nice shake out here if you'd like. we're going to press back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the right leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee, open those hips up, drop that foot back and lift your opposite, or lift the same arm as leg if you want to come into rock star pose. Now you can just stay here and breathe. Maybe feel the hip opening up as your leg gets heavy behind you. You're in rock star pose. You can come back into three-legged dog. Everybody meet in three-legged dog. We'll bring that leg back down to the mat. Fix my shirt. Breathing here in down dog. Bring the opposite leg into the air for three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Lifting that arm in the air and bringing that foot back in the back. If you'd like to come into rock star pose. Now, can you make your leg very heavy and see if you can open up the hip. Your next exhale, everyone can come back into three-legged dog. Exhale to replace the foot and come back into down dog. My wrists are really, really weak. All right, starting in downward facing dog. You can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Your feet can be hips width distance apart or wider, whatever is comfortable for you. Your knees can be bent or as shallow as you'd like. You should feel your head oozing towards the ground. Your next inhale, go ahead and place the hands on the shins for a nice long flat back. Breathing here for a moment. Releasing any tension in your jaw or your glutes, or maybe between your shoulder blades. Inhaling all the way to standing. Inhaling here, nice big deep breath. Exhaling all of it out. Your next inhale, a nice deep breath. Imagine there's a clothesline at your hips, belly button. And we're folding over that clothesline on the exhale, folding all the way down into our deep forward fold. You can do yogi toe lock on your big toes. You can grab opposite elbows here. You can interlock your hands back behind you, or you can just let your arms hang. Make sure you're checking in with your neck. You can nod your head yes. You can shake your head no. Move your head I don't know. And when you're ready, as slowly as possible, as slowly as a sloth, make your way up to a standing position by placing each vertebrae on top of the other, like you were in a competition for the world's slowest stander. We've made it all the way to a standing pose. You can Shake your arms out. You can give your knees a little shake out and make sure your hips are above your ankles. Release any tension in your shoulders, between your shoulder blades. We'll inhale the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. From here, we'll exhale down, fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands and step back to a plank pose. From here, you can go through your vinyasa, you can lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog, and pressing back to a down dog. Breathing here in downward facing dog. Opening up the space between your shoulder blades. In your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the forward fold at the front of the mat. And here you can place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale to gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhaling your arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling to fold forward all the way down to the mat. Inhaling, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Go through your vinyasa, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for low cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing back to down dog. Deep breath in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward, sort of forward fold at the front of the mat. You place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. And inhaling to gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhaling for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin, or go through your vinyasa. Come up for an upward facing dog, or upward or low cobra, and press back to a down dog. Taking a deep breath here. Exhale, fold, step or hop forward, so forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward and inhaling to gently roll up to stand. All right, standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhaling the arms above the head. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale to place your hands on your shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Go through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And pressing back to a downward facing dog. Inhaling here, nice deep breath. On your exhale, step forward, sort of forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hand all the way up to mountain pose. Releasing your hands to the side. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhaling, lifting those arms into the air. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog and press back to down dog. Nice deep breath in downward facing dog. Exhaling, hopping or stepping forward, so you're forward fold at the front of the mat. Placing your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward and inhaling to roll back up to stand. Shake it out, shake out the sillies. Shake out your legs, you shake out your back, you shake out your arms. I'm gonna have a drink of water. All right, standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Feel those feet rooted into the ground. Feel that spine reaching up, trying to grow bigger. A nice big old tree. Inhale those arms up, feeling those arms reaching toward the sky like branches, growing taller and taller, 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 taller. From here, we will come into chair pose. You can express chair pose as deeply or shallowly as you'd like, as long as you're bending your knees, keeping that tailbone tucked and reaching your arms forward. Come off your heels if that's comfortable for you. And when you're ready, we're going to exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands, we'll step back to plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back to down dog. Inhaling that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhaling, opening that hip, swinging that knee forward, helping it if you need to. We're going to come into a low lunge. From here, we're going to lower that back knee down, take the top of the foot to the mat. Feel a nice scissoring action between the heel and the knee here, trying to press away from each other. We're going to come up, lifting that chest into the air. From here, if you can feel a stretch in the front of this leg, awesome. If you can't, cool, no big deal. We're going to try to bring that chest kind of up and tilted back, shining it forward towards the sky, and lift the arms up into the air. Again, rooting the knee and the bottom of the feet into the ground, feeling those arms reaching up like a tree. Ooh. See if you feel nice and strong and balanced. When you're ready, we will exhale here, frame that front foot, tuck those back toes under, kick that back foot up about 12 to 18 inches, whatever you need to do to get both heels onto the mat. And if you'd like to reach for a block, you certainly can. We're just going to feel the forehead reaching towards that front shin in an effort to stretch that back calf and the back of the front thigh. In runner's stretch, runner's pose, in a stretch. When you're ready, you can take both feet back behind you. Coming into plank pose, lowering those knees, chest and chin, running through your vinyasa, and coming up to an upward facing dog or low cobra, and pressing back to a down dog. Deep breath in downward facing dog. And we'll lift the left leg up for three-legged dog. You can open up the hips and swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. From here, we're going to bring that back knee down. Feel that tension between the front heel and the back knee. Can you squeeze them towards each other? Can you push them away from each other? Take your thumb, same thumb as leg that is forward, and just hook it in your hip and bring your hip back a little bit in space. From here, we'll lift the chest into the air. Make any adjustments you need to. Shining that chest forward, up into the air and forward. Lifting those arms into the sky. Feeling a wonderful stretch in the arms. Maybe the front of the thigh. Maybe it works on your balance. Maybe you press that heel away from that knee. For a little more balance, maybe it works better for you if you pull them towards each other. And from here, we'll exhale and frame that front foot. Tuck those back toes under and kick that back foot up about 12 to 18 inches, whatever you need to do to get both heels on the mat. We'll pull that front hip back in space again. Feel like you're pulling that forehead towards your front shin. See if you can't feel a stretch in the back of that front thigh. Maybe the back of the calf of your back leg. On your next exhale, you can kick both feet back so you're in plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back to down dog. Nice deep breath in downward facing dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forwards. You're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, you can inhale, slowly rolling up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous one. All right, give your legs a little shake out. Have a drink of water. All right. Your next inhale, let's lift the arms into the air for Ardha Hastasana. Exhale, bend those knees. Tilt that tailbone and reach your arms forward for chair pose. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, or run through your vinyasas. Coming up to an upward facing dog or low cobra, and pressing back to a down dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Lower that back heel down. Come into a nice low lunge. From here, we're going to windmill the arms up. So we're in a warrior one. The hips are pointed towards the front of the mat. Excuse me. Front knee is as close to a right angle as possible. Lift your arms into the air. Breathing here. Your shoulders are creeping up to your ears. Go ahead and sigh them down, but make sure your arms are stretching from the stretch is coming from the arm. Exhale those hands behind you, interlace your fingers behind your back. So we'll fold forward for humble warrior. See if you can make your knee more of a right angle now that you're being supported by your shoulders. And release your hands. Release your arms back up to warrior one. Exhale down to frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back for plank pose. Lower your knees, chest, and chin, or go through your vinyasa. Come up to a low cobra or upward facing dog, then press back to a down dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the left leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Bend your knee, exhale, bring that foot forward, help it if you need to. Rotate that back heel down so you're in a nice, sturdy, low lunge. When you're ready, we'll windmill the arms up, so we're in a warrior one pose. Melting those shoulders down and reaching the arms up, feeling those feet planted into the ground. Front knee is in as much as right angle as possible. Back knee is slightly bent as to not hyperextend the joints. Your next exhale, bring the hands behind you. You can interlace your fingers back behind you with the weird thumb on top this time. Exhale down, your humble warrior. Release your arms, give your knee a break, and release back up to warrior one. Exhale down, bring that front foot, kick that front foot back to meet the back. Plank pose. You can lower your knees, chest, and chin, or go through your vinyasa. Go up to a low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back. Bhujanga. Breathing in downward facing dog. On your next exhale, hop or step forward so that you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, you can slowly roll up to stand. You're standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. All right, standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, we'll inhale the arms into the air for Ardha Hastasana. You can heel toe your feet together if you're more comfortable coming into chair pose that way. Bend the knees, tilt that tailbone, tuck that tailbone, and bring your arms forward. From here, we're going to bring the arms to heart center. So if you want to, and come into a twist, so if you want to go ahead and heel toe those feet together now, you can. We'll place one elbow on the outside of the opposite knee and come into a chair pose twist. On your next inhale, come back into our chair pose. And exhale to the other side, twisting to the opposite side. On your next inhale, come back to chair pose and exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands and step back to plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And pressing back to down dog. Inhaling the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up those legs, swing that leg forward, help it if you need to. Coming into a nice, sturdy, low lunge, rotating that back heel down, feeling that right angle in that front leg. A slight bend in that back leg. You're going to windmill the arms up, so we're in warrior two. You can adjust your stance any way you need to. Make sure your arms are stretched in either direction. Your next inhale will bring that palm forward and then back. Reverse your warrior. Make sure you're not dumping any weight in this back arm. From here, we'll straighten the leg, reach forward, and then down for triangle pose. Bending your knee here, we'll come up to our warrior two, and then down to side angle pose, reaching that opposite arm over top. Here we're going to windmill the hands down, kick this front foot back to meet the back, plank pose. Go through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Ah, that was terrible. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back to down. On your next inhale, we'll lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, pull your foot forward, Help it if you need to. Rotate that back heel down and come into a nice sturdy low lunge. Rotate those arms up so that you're, or windmill those arms up so you're in a warrior two. Reaching your arms in either direction. Placing your palm to the sky, reaching forward and then back. Reverse your warrior. You're not dumping any weight in that back arm. And here we'll give that knee a rest. Come forward, down for triangle pose. Here you can bend that knee again. Come up into your warrior two, and then down to side angle. And here we'll rotate the hands down back to the mat. Kick that front foot back to meet the back plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale back to downward facing dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forwards. You're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can slowly rotate up so you're in a standing pose at the front of the mat. All right, standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, feeling rooted through the bottom of your feet, feeling stretched through the crown of your head. You're gonna lift those arms into the air. They're gonna reach like branches into the sky. From here, we'll go into our chair pose. Maybe go a little bit deeper this time. Exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Lowering your knees, chest, and chin, or going through your vinyasa, coming up through a low cobra or upward facing dog, and pressing back to a down dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. We're going to rotate that back heel down. Come into a nice, sturdy, low lunge. I'm going to rotate the arms up. So we're in a warrior two. And then we're going to exhale to reverse the warrior. We're going to inhale to release the knee. Exhale down for triangle pose. Inhale back up for warrior two. And exhale down for side angle pose. From here, we're going to windmill the arms down and come into a wide-legged forward fold. You can walk your fingertips back behind you to give yourself a little bit more of a stretch. Walk your fingertips forward to do a wide-legged flat back. You can bend your knees from side to side. Bring your hands back to the mat if that's more comfortable. It's gonna lubricate those knee joints a little bit. Nothing scary, nothing special, just nice side to side movement. Then you can heel toe your feet in. We're gonna do a wide-legged squat, as wide as your legs need to be to keep those heels on the ground. Exhale, bringing that bum to the sky, rotating the body over so you can come back into your downward facing dog, rolling forward to plank. Let's lower the knees, chest, and chin, go through your vinyasa. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, pressing back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. I'm lifting that left leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward. Rotate that heel down. From here, we're gonna windmill the arms up. So we're in warrior two. Inhale, bring that palm forward and come back. Exhaling into our reverse warrior. Inhale to give that leg a rest, and exhale down for triangle pose. Inhaling back up for warrior two. Exhaling down for side angle. Go ahead and windmill those arms again, down so you're in a wide-legged forward fold. This time, go ahead and heel twirl your legs together as close as you want for whatever kind of squat you want to get into. Breathing here. From here, you can place the hands back to the mat, bring that bum back into the air. Windmill or rotate your hands around so you can get back into a downward facing dog, rolling forward to plank, lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog, and pressing back to down dog. Breathing here. Your next exhale, you can hop or step forwards or a forward fold at the front of the mat. When you're ready, gently roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous one until you're standing in a mountain pose at the front of the mat. All right. We're going to go into balancing poses. Hit the can't see me, maybe you should be able to. Still can't see my head. Okay, so we're gonna come into tree pose. You can take your heel, maybe you want to wake up the bottom of your feet a little, give them a little smack. Maybe you want to rotate back and forth, really feel all four corners of the mat on your feet. You're gonna take one side, either heel toe that, or sorry, kickstand that heel to the ankle, placing the foot against the calf, replacing that heel in the inner thigh. These pants are too slippery to do anything with, so let's put the foot right here. Your hands can be at your hips, they can be branches blowing in the breeze, they can be at heart center, whatever you prefer. And just breathe here. If you're having trouble balancing, you can pick a stationary point in front of you to stare at. You can release your leg, bring that knee forward, bring that foot up, maybe a little higher, and then let it go. Give a little massage to that standing leg and that outer muscle there. And then switch sides. Again, either kickstanding that foot to the ankle, placing the bottom of the foot to the calf, or pressing that heel against the inner thigh. Hands can be on your hips at heart center or branches blowing in the breeze. See if you can't find a stationary point to stare at, and I emphasize stationary. You can release your foot from your knee, bring your knee forward, stretch it out maybe a little bit more, maybe a little higher, and then come down. Give a little massage to that muscle standing on the outside of the leg there. And then we'll return to mountain pose at the front of the mat. From here, you can lift those arms in the air again, melting those shoulders down the back, reaching those fingertips into the sky. We'll exhale down to a forward fold. Plant your hands, step back for plank pose. And go through your vinyasa. Vinyasas always are optional. This might be your last one. And lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And press back to down dog. From here, we're going to roll forward. No, from here, we're going to lift the right leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Bend that knee and swing that shin forward, preparing for pigeon pose. Make sure that back leg is straight back behind you. Maybe your hip is lined up with your heel. Give yourself any support you may need. Lift that chest into the sky and then roll forward for pigeon pose. On your next inhale, you can bring your chest up into the air, move any props you may have. Make your way into a tabletop pose, maybe give your butt a little shake out. And then press yourself back into downward facing dog. Lifting that left leg into the air, bending that knee and swinging the shin forward, setting up for pigeon pose on the opposite side. Make sure that leg is straight back behind you. Lifting your chest into the air and then coming down to the mat. On your next inhale, you can bring your head, neck, and chest up. And make your way into the tabletop pose. Maybe give your butt a little shake out. And then come down. So you're in a laying down position on your stomach. And then roll onto your back. Oh my God. Okay. From here, we're going to go into a inversion. You have a prop and you block and put it on your hips. Thank you so much, honey. Bring your legs into the air. You can do legs up the wall. You can do a supported shoulder stand. You can do a regular shoulder stand. You can just lift your legs in the air. Whatever inversion style you use, we're just going to keep the feet above the heart for a few seconds. Breathing here. You can always flex and point your toes, flex your feet to give your ankles a nice little stretch out here. You can rotate your legs and your hip joints if you'd like. And when you're ready, you can bring your legs back down to the mat, remove any props you may have. Bring your feet to the mat and go ahead and windshield wiper the knees back and forth. And when you're ready to come to stillness, you can heel toe the feet together so they're about hip width distance apart. You can place your hands on your hips, and we're just going to tilt the pelvis, tilt and tuck the hips a couple times, tilting them back and tucking them under, tilting them back and tucking them under. And then on the last tuck, you can lift the hips into the air a little bit, and then roll that spine back down to the mat into a tilt. And then on your next tuck, lift the hips and the body up and come into your, hi, you're really annoying me. I know you so much. But I don't remember the name of the pose. Okay, I don't want this anymore. Hi. Bringing that spine back down to the mat, you can windshield wiper your knees back and forth again. And when you're ready, you can tuck that pelvis under, lift it into the air. If you'd like, you can place your shoulder blades back behind you and interlace your hands behind your back. Just get 3 to 5 good breaths here. And when you're ready, you can release your hands, release your arms, release that spine back down to the back, back down to the mat. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth a couple times. And then for the last time on that tilt, bring those hips and spine into the air. Bring your shoulder blades back behind you. You can interlace your fingers back behind your back if that feels nice to you. You can release your back down to the mat. You can windshield wiper your knees back and forth a few times. You're gonna hug those knees into your chest nice and tight. Give yourself a rock back and forth a couple of times. Extend that left leg out. Bring that right leg nice and tight. Grab the bottom of your leg almost like you're holding your shin like it's a baby. You can grab it from the top or the bottom, whatever's most comfortable for you. You can grab the outside of the foot if that works. But just grabbing that leg like a baby and trying to bring it as close to the chest as possible, really stretching out those quads, that leg. And when you're ready, you can place the same hand as leg to the outside of the foot. You can keep the knee bent as much as you'd like and just kind of open out the leg to the side. You can straighten your leg all the way. Awesome. I cannot. You can bring that leg out to the side. And you can pass that foot over to the other hand and cross your body with that leg. Again, your knee can be bent or straight, whatever you prefer. Hugging that knee back into the chest. This time, parallel to your other leg. Then we'll open the hip out to the side. And passing that knee to the other hand, just go ahead and bring it across the body. No reason, no, well, yeah, you can bring all the hip up if you like. You can bring it all the way across. And then coming back down, passing to the other leg, opening up that hip again. And then hugging both knees into your chest, extending that right leg out and grabbing onto the outside of that left foot and really holding that leg to the chest. Breathing here. Grabbing that same hand as leg, grab the outside of the foot and just extend the leg out to the side. Again, the knee can be as bent as much as you'd like. When you're ready, we'll just pass that foot to the other hand and reach that leg over the body. Keep both hips glued to the mat. If you'd like to give yourself a little massage on that leg, side of the thigh, you certainly can. And we'll bend that knee back into the chest, this time a little bit more parallel. Opening it up to the left side in the left hand. And passing that knee over to the opposite hand and reaching that knee to the right side of the body. Your hip can come up off the mat if you'd like. And passing that leg back to the other hand, just opening up that hip for a moment. This time we'll hug both knees into the chest again, nice and tight, and then drop them to one side, placing your hand on the outside of the knee. Opposite hand can be in a cartoon cactus, can be straight out to the side, whatever you prefer. Your gaze can be to the ceiling or over that opposite shoulder. You can stack your hips and you can pull that top hip down and back. And see if you can't stack your hips a little better. And your next inhale will come back to center. And then go ahead and exhale those knees to the opposite side. Again, your hand can be on your knees, your other hand can be out straight or in a cartoon cactus position. Your gaze can be towards the ceiling or over the opposite shoulder. Stacking those hips on top of each other. On your next inhale, you can come back to center. Hug those knees into your chest nice and tight. Go ahead and reach for the inner soles of your feet. Come into a happy baby. You can express this pose however you'd like. You can work on reaching those knees into your armpits. Maybe you want to do one leg out at a time to stretch those upper thighs. Maybe you want to work on trying to get those sit bones on the mat while your legs are in the air. Or maybe you just want to imitate your favorite baby. When you're ready, you can release your hands from your feet. You can release your legs down to the mat. Release your hands and come into your final resting pose. Begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Make small movements in your fingers and toes. When you're ready, you can roll onto one side and using your arm as a pillow and take one breath in the fetal position. Using that same slow quality of movement, you can come up to a comfortable seat and close with one arm. Placing your hands at heart center. Inhaling for Om. Namaste.